lively web we weave and we practice to deceive. How about that JFK?
JFK happened in 1969, I think.
63.
And you're still just blown away by it, huh? Thinking about it every second.
It honestly affected me more than the Titanic, which really hurt me.
But the Titanic anniversary was just a couple days ago.
I'll be damned. That's probably why I'm feeling it so much in my soul.
Yeah,
I was reading today about our journey when you sent me that article. I think it was within that one that talked about how a German U-boat or some kind of German boat in 1918 blew up the Cape Hatteras lighthouse. It's pretty interesting. That's an interesting history.
It's very funny. I'm glad you actually read that. Wow.
Reading, I skim and I just kind of look for interesting moments. And as soon as I saw German, of course,
You were getting excited about that.
Yeah.
Are you from your iPhone? No. You're from your computer. Yeah.
I'd look 1280p.
You would look so good.
Well, okay, so this is the nice simple way of doing this, and the editing is going to be a breeze this time. Everything's synced up, and there's a lot to talk about today. We are going to jump. We're going to be ahead of the curve this time with news as far as this Brooklyn shooter.
Oh, wow. Okay, I see you did send me quite a bit here.
So today I went down the rabbit hole this morning of just some small Twitter pages that had found the guys. I guess last night some people found the alleged shooter's YouTube page, and he has like 4,000 subscribers almost, and he just kind of does like long-winded rants, sort of like us, only without. If there were only one of us ranting to the camera, that's kind of what he does. And you know what he is? He is a black nationalist. He is a black supremacist. And I've sent you proof of that within the Twitter thing. But this is why the story is escaping from the media is kind of beating around the bush on that. We talked about this on the first ever episode, I think, about the radicalization of some people. This guy was radicalized by the media, and he believes the white man is the enemy. He says it. I've heard him. I listened to him say it. He says that white people still think that they should be in chains, which is just such a fucking preposterous thing. But that's what he said. And that's probably part of the motivation. But what I wanted to talk about, the crazier take, the radical take, what if this guy's a patsy? Yeah, he's a lunatic. And the FBI had him on a watch list till 2019 when they decided they had better things to do. But did this guy really do it? Or is he, that's why I bring up the JFK, or is he a damn patsy? Will we ever know?
That's a really good question.
How come the three cameras were down in the subway?
Wait, you don't think this dude did it?
I don't know. I mean, those 3 cameras are down. Or were down out of the 10,000.
You think they'd have more at a subway stop in Brooklyn? You think they'd have more than 3 cameras going? I mean, a lot of activity there throughout the day.
Well, the 3 cameras in that area they claim weren't working.
It sounds like some Epstein shit. But if you know this city, if you know, like city maintenance, how just the city in general, how it operates, it's amazing that thing runs. It's amazing that the subway's working. That's, so I could easily see, knowing city employees, being a city employee myself, I could see how they would drop the ball on a couple of cameras in Sunset Park.
But how convenient that it's only the 3 in that one location?
I think, baby, can you leave that light on? It really enhanced the quality of the picture. God bless you. The iPhone really picks up light. It's incredible. That's my closet light turned on, brought me this warm glow. Sorry, nobody died, right? Nobody died in this.
I don't know. I mean, what, 15 shot or something, and like some smoke bombs.
Okay, yeah, that was weird. Smoke bombs, and he wore the face mask thing. And the officer that I work with, the Brooklyn cop, told me that he told me at 9 a.m. I said, "How is everything going all right? Is your family okay?" And he said that he was in contact with his brothers, his blue brothers, and they're on his trail. And he said, "We're going to get him. We'll probably get him today."
Well, they just caught him like 15 minutes ago.
They just got him. I just saw that. They got his ass.
Bring up that footage if you want. Now that we have the internet behind us again.
Yeah, I mean, I could bring it up, but you might be just as good at that. I mean, you know how slow I am at first.
I don't have Twitter set up on my.
Oh, you have Andy NGO right here.
I sent you a bunch of stuff in the last 10 minutes for us.
Look, I'm just going to share it and tell me if this is wrong or right, baby. Tell me if it's wrong or right.
All right.
Who's this? Breaking. NYPD named Frank James as a person of interest. Oh, okay. No, this is from earlier, right? This is a while ago.
That's the one that just kind of shows his ties to black nationalism.
Okay. Oh, he made an album?
Of course album on Facebook. I don't even know how Facebook.
Oh, picture album.
Photo album.
And why is Shakur always synonymous with the Panther movement and black nationalism? Is it Tupac? Is that Tupac's mother?
No idea. You're asking the wrong guy.
Oh, here we go. Here we go again. The messenger of Allah. And what is it about when brothers go into the system, they come out a Muslim? How does that work?
Yeah, I don't know. I watched that HBO show, Oz.
Orange is the New Black?
No, I watched Oz, and I still don't understand what. I mean, it was very appealing, I guess. They make it look like you can have some peace while you're locked up. But so you can see the guy's a radical. But
oh, he's in custody. Oh, here's when they got him, I guess. By the way, you think they would, I don't know, maybe knock him down,
rough him up a little for the cameras.
Rough him up a little bit, but I guess they knew all the cameras in the world were on him. And he's a big boy. He's not healthy. It looks like he was drinking craft beer in the village.
That'd be something. The whole thing is still fishy to me.
No, everything's not a conspiracy. We can't think that way, that every single thing is a conspiracy.
Here's a fact. The FBI had him on a watch list until 2019. He has a YouTube channel where he talks about committing violence and how we're already engaged in World War III, and the white man wants you dead. The white man wants the black man dead. Why did the FBI stop watching him? Why did the cameras not work? Why did it take them 24 hours to catch him?
Well, for number one, they probably took, I think you're onto something. It probably took them 24 hours because the cameras didn't work.
Well, I mean, that's still so crazy. There's cameras every 10 feet there. So
right, you would think working cameras would be every 10 feet.
Yeah.
But but didn't he do it under the cover of he put like a smoke grenade down, and then he used a face mask, like a covering over his mask.
Yeah, mask. Like so it's like a Batman villain.
Yeah, he was a Batman villain, and then so you can't really identify him there. But it only took him a couple of hours. Probably I imagine they received from the streets, from eyewitnesses, cell phone videos. We have these new things called cell phones.
They're pretty cool.
You can do everything you can imagine. It's essentially a library in your hand and a media device. We have access to recording, La Biblia.
It reminds me of the Vegas shooting.
No, I feel like it's such a smaller scale. Well, it is a smaller scale.
But as far as how bizarre, it's already bizarre. Why did they stop?
Oh, in the bizarre nature of it.
Why did they stop?
To me, it's not as bizarre. To me, you got this dude who the MSNBC has stirred up into a nationalist, black, aggressive nationalist, violent posture. And he goes, where can I go kill the most people? Let me run to Brooklyn. And so he takes a U-Haul truck north. They ended up finding the key at the scene, Sunset Park or something like that. So he probably just got off the Verrazano, and he goes, well, let me go hit the morning commute. It's just a little less suspicious than the dude in the Mandalay Bay who killed like 90 people. I think that was the biggest mass shooting in the history.
He dropped his credit card, right? That was part of how they found him. He dropped his credit card on the way out of his.
Is that's suspicious?
They say he dropped his credit card, and that's part of how they identify.
That's a little bit like the 9/11 passport.
Yeah, for real. So okay, let's suggest that let's entertain that it is what they say it is. They would still have to keep quiet from here on out about everything involved, because if he really was radicalized with Black Lives Matter and all that, then the very people reporting on it are the ones to blame. They really are the ones to blame. Obviously, he was the one that took it that far, but they radicalized his ass.
Yeah, the media radicalized him, and BLM is to blame.
Yes.
As usual. You can't hear my fan in the background.
Oh, no.
Maybe a little bit if I'm really quiet, but It just feels nice. I feel like I'm on stage with Michael Jackson.
Since I'm only using the MacBook mic, how bad is my audio? Can you hear it fine?
No, you know what? Audio is a lot better than your visual, and your visual isn't that bad. But I've noticed that in notebooks, I have literally a $2,000 notebook, which isn't crazy in Mac world, but in PC world, that's an Alienware, right? And the video on that thing sucks shit. They just don't care about that. They're more occupied with performance. But now that you can use a wonderful streaming app like with my webcam, you have access to these webcams. They can make it so much better. Oh my God, pay the $8 for the best webcam you ever had.
Well, when I get out of this cell and back home, God willing, will be soon, I'll have all my gear again and I can get right back to it.
How did you make it into that cell to begin with? Big question. How did you get in there?
Being investigated for radicalization.
Oh wow, they're coming after you already.
Based on previous episodes we've done.
God damn, these
they're holding here without bail. The food's good. And they gave me this sweet ass shirt.
As long as the food's all right, I guess.
Everyone's really nice here. Oh, here's one of his rants. Let's get into the mind of the genius, of the brilliant.
I already know what I didn't do. Did I share the audio?
What do they call him? A super villain.
Such a goddamn amateur.
This guy is a super villain. He had a gas mask and smoke bombs, and he disabled the cameras.
Oh, I don't know that he just. I wouldn't put it on him. I think that lack of upkeep. That makes more sense
than all three of them not working. They said the other 9,997 were working.
No, they didn't.
Yes, they did.
That's Eric Adams trying to cover his ass, is what that is.
And I tell the American Negro this. I keep telling you the same thing. White people and black people, as we call ourselves, should not have any contact with each other. You still refuse to understand this. You want to make up some fucking story about some Jesus and the Bible said dumb shit. They don't see it that way. They hate your fucking guts. And why do they hate your guts? Because they know that your rightful place is as a fucking slave in this country. They know that.
It's terrible.
You're the only one that doesn't realize that. And now you want to be equal to them by force. They didn't choose to elect. They didn't elect to make you equal. You had to force them to make you an equal.
Okay, he's got a point with that though.
Sure.
Okay, he has one point there that they did have to sort of force us.
But I'm noticing this guy should have had his program called the Radicalized podcast. Shit, talk about far out.
When I see,
you know what's funny? Here's a really good point for you. YouTube has already given us a strike and removed 2 videos. This dude's YouTube was still active as of today.
Crazy.
Yeah.
That, if I can say, is fucking insane and crazy.
Hey YouTube, this guy was warning. He was warning everyone, and maybe that's why YouTube kept it up, because they were trying to help, right?
Well, they're on his side.
They absolutely are. They're part of what radicalized them.
Oh, incredible.
And now they're just getting more angry and more angry. The anger is building up, and nothing can happen here differently than what happened over in Europe with the Jews. I want you to believe that that's possible. I want you to delude yourself and tell yourself this fucking punk ass bullshit about that could never happen here.
Okay. So this is where he needs to have his own radicalized, because he's radicalized, but to the other side, as you said earlier.
He's comparing African Americans to the Jews and the Holocaust.
Yeah, he's right. He's saying that we, United States, I think United States citizens, are capable of the same Holocaust as the Holocaust. And towards them.
Didn't we have a black president for 8 years?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Let him continue.
Okay.
That could never happen here. Those are famous fucking last words.
More importantly, who does he listen to? What podcast is he on? Because that shit's the one that, I'm a believer in free speech and everything, but he's on some shit.
That could never happen here. Yes, the fuck it could, and it will.
He curses more than us too.
That's the all blank Yankees hat. We have the same hat.
Oh.
We have the same hat. So in
brother.
a brotherhood of man, Lenin said it best.
So yeah, that's something.
Do you want to pause or keep going with some of these? What is this? Oh, that's where he was arrested. And you said, this is a couple days ago, you said, is everyone familiar with the Khazarian Mafia?
Oh,
is that
yeah.
something you want to look at too, or later? You want to come back to that?
That's like an episode in itself.
The shooter in New York sometime before his shooting. Okay, we just looked at that. That was crazy. And then they found him.
Yeah.
Do you have anything else you want to that say recording on your screen, Ben?
Yeah.
All right, cool. So I hit stop recording.
Find his YouTube. Find his YouTube real quick.
Yeah, could you pull up his YouTube? We'll look through it a little bit.
Let me give you the name.
Cool.
See if it's still up. Okay, Prophet of Truth 88.
Prophet of Truth 88.
And I thought 88 was like a Nazi thing.
Me too. You know, my football jersey, I selected the numbers 88. I thought it meant good luck. I didn't know it was a Nazi thing.
Of course not.
Videos of the YouTube Prophet for Truth 88. Okay. Is his name Frank James?
Yeah.
Okay, I got him. I think I got him.
Yeah, just give us a scroll through that madness.
All right, let's go to. Can we go to YouTube?
I think so.
And what'd you say it was, Frank James?
His name, Prophet of Truth 88.
There it is, Prophet of Truth 88. Let me just type that in because so many people already have YouTube videos up. Prophet of Truth. They have it up still? All right, let me just switch over to this so you guys can see what I'm looking at. Okay, Frank James, Prophet of Truth. Oh, this is by this dude, Templar, Anime Templar. So maybe they took it down. If I just typed in here Prophet of Truth 88. I'm getting a phone call right now. I'm going to delete it. The only creators of it, you might not be able to read that small, but it's other YouTube creators presenting him. So can I do a different type of search or?
I was able to find him that way earlier. Yeah, but I know what you mean. And this all happened today too. If you look, see, oh, actually some of those are old.
Well, now I'm going so far down that it has nothing to do with the search.
Okay, let me see what I had searched, what I had.
Yeah, see if you can send me a URL or something because I don't want to bore anybody watching.
Yeah, a lot of re-uploads now. We once were kings. That's his ideology. They once were kings and the white man took it away from them. It's not up anymore.
Yeah, but they were kings of their own little Egypt and such, like North Africa. They were kings of that.
Mitch, it's not up anymore. It was up this morning.
So we can't get any of his racist.
We can get the people re-uploading. Everyone this morning that jumped on, they saved it. But it's just, I mean, I watched a little bit of one of them, and it's just an angry guy sitting in his car talking about how the white man did this.
Yeah, I think we get the point. I think we all get the point. He's definitely has been sitting on the computer for too long. I mean, I've got a bigger stomach, but my man is out of shape.
Can we call him a racist?
I think so. I don't see why not.
They say you can't be racist against white people, they say, but he sounds racist to me.
Oh, who says that? You can't be racist against white people?
I think I saw it in some liberal column that I was reading. I read the liberal papers every morning. All of them.
All right, let me take you to a different universe now. We can cut back in. I shared a few things today that I want to review.
I saw that.
Look, are you kidding me? Surf and turf mash, red wine, braised short rib, red king crab, creamy Asiago. Baby, thank you. Is that the right one?
Yes.
Baby, you're incredible.
No, mi amor, was in the wash machine. I in the dishes.
Oh, I don't want to give my numbers away, but my wife found a card I've been looking for weeks. If you ever need to find anything, ask your wife or girlfriend.
We all have numbers now. But yeah, what a meal.
The numbers are on the back. Nowadays, the numbers are on the back. Isn't that wild?
Yeah.
Look, you can't read shit. You guys don't know shit.
The good hackers will zoom into your eyeball and catch that reflection.
Compound butter, whatever that is. Red wine how do you say this? This is a French word.
Ajou.
Ajou.
You know about Ajou. They got Ajou at Arby's, dog.
Oh.
I don't know Ajou. It's not that far out.
Okay, so if they have it at Arby's, I ought to know what it is.
It's Francais, bro. You never been to Arby's?
Yeah, I've never been to Paris. This dude, speaking of, boy, if I was a racist, I don't think I would have retweeted him. But sending more weapons is not supporting Ukrainians. Working for a diplomatic solution is supporting the Ukrainians.
Fantastic. But you know what's so great about sending weapons over there?
Go ahead.
It keeps the war going. It keeps the money. It keeps the war machine and the money machine.
Oh,
Sure
it does.
What was the amount? It was like 800 million worth or something like that.
Again, a new 800 million. Like every few days, it's 800 million.
I've been watching regular news a little bit here at my parents, and
which one is that?
It's actually ABC, and I'm surprised it's much better than CNN.
ABC is much better.
There's
still a bunch of lying filth, but it's a little bit better, a little toned down.
Like they admitted what's going on in Shanghai right now, the madness there, but they were
they talked about the madness in Shanghai.
They did. They were showing videos that I had seen on like Pretty Radical.
That's fucking that's a little crazy.
I know. I was like, this is good. This is good for you. You can watch. I support this being on. It should be.
You let your parents, because you're at your parents' house now.
Yeah.
And so you let them watch it. You didn't feel like it was so radicalized.
They're wrong.
They couldn't watch it.
It's middle enough to be okay.
ABC.
But
ABC is going to save this country.
There's still the dialogue is not going on anywhere except for what I've seen. Anywhere except for InfoWars, that is Zelensky is getting his people killed and putting his civilians at risk by not trying to come to a peaceful solution. He's trying to draw it out. I mean, you're going to arm your civilian. Like, yeah, if Putin wasn't going to be reasonable, and maybe he's not. What do we really know about what's going on over there other than what we're told? But it sounds like he wants to come to a deal, and it sounds like Zelensky's like, fuck your deal. I'm a great actor, and we're going to arm all of our old ladies, and they're going to shoot at you in the streets when your pig soldiers drive by, even though we share a common grandmother.
Oh my God, what did you just say?
I mean, they're like literally neighbors, and like they're the bloodlines, like they're like family.
Yeah, they're like cousins.
Yeah,
they're like kissing cousins.
They really truly are.
They're like, fuck you. Like, talk to me at grandma's.
I love it here in the West. Yeah, it's like the Russians are dogs and the Ukrainians are like these angels. It's like the same shit.
Well, I told you how
Americans to Canadians.
What about the Canadians?
It's like comparing Americans to Canadians. We're like kind of the same shit.
In many ways, I feel like it's even a closer relationship between.
Them? Yeah, maybe.
Yeah,
because it goes farther.
Well, Canada was, as far as I know, never was the U.S. Canada wasn't part of the U.S. Like Russia in Kyiv. I don't know if you guys saw the video, but in Kyiv, that was Russian. I was looking up a city where they were like, hey, the Russians got so and so, and now it has fallen. Like, they're very dramatic. You know how it is. They're like, so and so has fallen. It was this area of the countries in the south where the Russians were coming in, and I Googled. I was like, how big of an area? Like, Wikipedia'd it, and it was like founded by St. Peter the Great. I don't know if it was St. Peter the Great, but it was a Russian. The city that they had taken was originally a Russian city. So I was like kind of confused by that. I was like, wait, and that kind of opened up the whole can of worms.
It's almost more like a war between
it's a civil war.
Maine and New York than
go.
Us versus Canada.
That's even better. It's
shit, Maine and Jersey.
Jersey.
Fuck out of New York and Jersey. They just got that bridge. There's a couple bridges. That's all that's separating them.
Yeah.
Right, side by side, you know.
They have the same ideals, the same. I mean, both of them are talk about racist countries. Both of them are profoundly racist. We see that every day. We see the militias are formed by Aryans, very proud Aryans, SS people. You know, if you watched the video we made, like we're sort of poking fun at that, a satirical video where we're making fun of just how racist both sides are. They're brothers. They're kissing cousins. And here they are having a dilemma. And I'm worried. I think Norway and Finland are now considering joining into the global world, the NATO world, and they are just, Putin is going to fucking lose it soon. If you haven't heard the heads up yet, I'm telling you it right now. It's April 13th, 2022. And if we keep this shit up, we really should be looking for some fallout shelters.
And so we're of the side like have a more libertarian mindset where we think decentralization is probably the answer. We probably agree on that 100%. I think the whole NATO, we're just going to all end up like fucking China. Slowly. I mean, it might take a little bit of time, but that's how it's going to end up. You cannot have that kind of power centralization. You can't have it.
No.
We're
It's
watching.
never been good. When has it been good?
Oh, that reminds me. Did you see that hilarious little video the guy made where he made it look like Alex Jones infiltrated that Klaus Schwab speech at the World Economic Forum meeting?
Can you send it to me? No, I don't have it.
Oh,
Do you want to take a pause? I'm going to get some wine. I'm taking a pause, pull the video up, and then we'll resume in a second. We'll take a commercial break, guys. Stick with us.
Yes. We pause to refresh in our drinks, and we are just professional like that, and we don't want to give our listeners any fluff. We're all killer, no filler, baby.
Yeah. I noticed for a second, I sat down and pulled up Twitter, and the new thing is the NYPD caught the suspect, not the FBI. Shout out to the NYPD. Those are still the boys in blue. They get it done to their limitations.
They have the hardest job in the world, don't they?
Oh my God. They have to be the woke. They have to be the balance between the woke, hateful left and the honest and truthful system of the right. And they have to somehow walk this line depending on who gets elected mayor. It's fucking ridiculous.
And like absolute worst scum of humanity on their streets every day.
Remember when the last Cuomo was the governor, and they had the one dickus in there. What was his name? What was the last guy's name? Blue-eyed guy, lesbian daughter. De Blasio. And de Blasio was told the police not to respond to people who they would monitor the projects. And there's a couple videos that surfaced last summer where they were pestering the cops, like throwing shit at them, dumping ice water all over their heads, and the cops just had to turn and walk away. It's just Democratic mayorship. It's Democratic leadership.
The disrespect for police, believe me, I get it, because they have fucked me more times than they've helped me, that's for sure. But in New York, I feel like it's a different thing, because like in a small town like where I live, they spend most of their time harassing good people and collecting tax money, glorifying tax collectors from pulling you over for an expired registration, things like that. In New York City, they're dealing with real shit. It's quite different. It really is a dangerous place, and they're dealing with violent people all the time.
Sorry, you have to respond a little bit differently in New York City than you would in a beautiful small town in Virginia, which, by the way, it's so beautiful in that state.
It really is. And these small town Virginia cops, these 90 IQ boys with the guns, they wouldn't last.
They're not all 90.
Now, some are probably okay, but I know some of the investigators myself, and they're dumb as hell. They really are. They wouldn't survive a week in New York City as a cop. There's no way. They're not cut out for that kind of stress. I mean, these guys are already on edge dealing with regular ass people. It's absurd. Anyway, I just sent you that funny clip we were talking about with the guy edited that Klaus Schwab thing, and that can transition us into the topic of COVID it's back, baby.
It's just 19 seconds. Before we get there, let me just touch on how Democratic leadership can destroy everything. And when we do that in the education system, I can say that when we have new leadership that's Democratic, it's scary, because what that means is we have no force. When we get some sissy in there who goes, "Oh, no, he slapped you. No, that's just that's a result of his trauma. Are you bleeding?" Oh, he was homeless for a year. And you go, what? What does that have to do with me bleeding? We've got to set the line somewhere. And that's what the cops do every day. And I'm so thankful to be working with a Brooklyn cop, one of the best sidekicks, because we find drugs every day.
No way.
We find drugs every day. And I let my kids get away with most things. The vape, I don't want them to fuck up their lungs, but I let them get away with a little vape hit here and there. As far as, I don't know, it's just profoundly different whenever we get a Democrat in leadership. It happens every 4 years. where they'll switch out the superintendent and the whole culture changes. And it goes, oh, here we go. We have to be nice guys again. And then the next wave is sort of Republican, more of a Giuliani leadership, where they go, oh, finally we have some power and we can get these kids disciplined. Then here come the Democrats again. It's responsive teaching. What can I do for you? Hey, fuck you, bitch. What can I do to make your life easier? And then calling the parents, they tell you there's a new script where you're supposed to be like, how can I make this child better at school? He does so wonderful. You have to say like 4 good things and you have to like kiss their ass. And then you go, now let me ask you, and then you finally get to business, but you still have to sidestep it. And you're like, what can I do for your son or daughter so he will no longer throw sharpened pencils in my ear during the day?
So you're saying it's kind of like the cycle of that old ancient hard times create strong men create easy times create soft men create hard times. That's what's happening with this cycle of the Republican Democrat back and forth.
Stupid cycle. It never seems to end in the right situation. Giuliani cleaned those streets up. Say what you want about him. I mean, his mascara, I'm sure he's as corrupt as the devil. I mean, he's a corrupt boy. You could tell. He's a deep state corrupt boy. He's been in there forever. But some of his ideas, they kind of worked. I'm sorry to say. All right, here we are.
I think you're going to enjoy this.
What is that at the beginning? Is that a loud beep?
I don't know.
How would you know if I didn't also include the sound with my sharing video?
By the end of this one, you're going to have that featured down under your fingertips.
Yes, I am. Share computer sound. Bam. Bam. I'm going to select the button there where it goes always share.
Fuck you, Klaus Schwab. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my great honor. Fuck you, Klaus Schwab. Fuck you. I got plenty of words for you, but at the end of the day, fuck you and your New World Order, and fuck the horse you rode in on, and all your shit. Ladies and gentlemen.
One more time.
It's my great honor. Fuck you, Klaus Schwab. Fuck you. I got plenty of words for you, but at the end of the day, fuck you and your New World Order, and fuck the horse you rode in on, and all your shit. Ladies and gentlemen.
Okay. I think I got a little bit.
It's my great honor. Fuck you, Klaus Schwab. Fuck you. I got plenty of words for you, but at the end of the day.
You're just going to keep it looping.
It's still going.
That's just going to be the rest of the episode there.
What? For some reason, everything on my screen is so small, I have to go back in the settings and make it big so I can see everything. I'm like, I can't see. I feel like an old man. I'm like looking down at the bottom, like, where the fuck is that? What is that saying? Yeah, everything got kind of small. I got to go back into that. But what's going on in that video?
Well, it's a hilarious, unfortunately it's not real, but it's old Schwabi giving some kind of speech to all of his people. Looked like a lot of Saudi princes in there. A lot of oil money looked like in there.
Yeah, big time.
If only Alex Jones could infiltrate the stream and
hey, I got a couple emails from those guys.
Really?
Yeah. They wanted me to send them some money.
Oh, you have to do it. They'll get you back. My sister's actually met a ton of them. She used to fly them private jets all the time.
That's crazy.
I don't think she ever liked them. I think she said they were very rude boys. They don't give a shit about women over there. They treat them quite differently. But the U.S., we support them no matter what. We love the Saudis over there for some reason.
I don't know. That's something you can talk about because I don't understand either. I don't understand that thing. Our relationship with the Saudis. They're evil terrorists.
I just know it has something to do with we benefit from their oil and deals that we have in place high up. So we don't criticize anything they do because financially they're hooking up our high up boys. Not that they're hooking us up, but they're hooking up our high up people. Maybe kind of like a Ukraine or kind of like a China. I mean, we can't criticize China, right? As bad as that shit is going over there.
All right, let's look at a couple more things before we go. This is Daniel Turner. He says that 8.5% is the manipulated number made palatable for the media and Wall Street after a week of massaging by bureaucrats. Gas is actually up 40%. Fuel is up 70%. Food is up 30%.
Yeah.
8.5 is a great number for Biden because the real number is around 18%. Anyone who pays bills knows this.
I agree.
It's so fucking true. So 8.5. So Psaki went on 2 days ago, or was it yesterday? And she goes, well, we can look at it. She goes, the extremely high Putin inflation numbers that will be released tomorrow are all Putin. And we're like, everybody's like, we know it's going to be high, but like, if she comes on and says it's going to be high, she was 8.5% is the most since the 70s. But the real number is about 18%, which is the most ever recorded ever that I'm aware of.
Look at those numbers again. Gas is up 40, fuel is up 70, food is up 30. The food is the one that hurts the most because you have to eat. You can do what they say and try to cut down on traveling to see your loved ones and enjoy life, but you have to eat. And a 30% food increase is noticeable to each and every last one of us. And I'm not going to blame Biden. I'm going to blame people way higher than old China Joe.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And
right? Because he's such a bumbling idiot. It's easy for us to blame Biden. It goes way deeper than him. And most of us realize that. But
oh, yeah. You can tell he's just on, Pinocchio's. Who was Pinocchio's controller?
Yeah. I forget right now. Geppetto.
He's on Geppetto's stool.
And the real Geppetto is not even Obama. It's bigger than Obama. But he isn't responsible? Putin. And that's the bullshit lie. Right. Putin's responsible for he's responsible for the gas prices? Well, what about the food prices? I mean, I guess you could argue it's related to the delivery of the food. But no, it's bullshit. We had no reason to even get involved in this war, so it's bullshit.
Turn on the news and put on the old-fashioned news that your grandmother watches, and whatever they're saying, it's fucking the opposite. So if they're blaming Putin, it's Biden. It's, that's sort of the opposite, supposedly the opposite. Gas 40%. Here, this is also something, look, you have to go to work every day. For those of us that have to leave our studios, that have to go to work like regular people, like I do, that's a huge hit. I drive about an hour into work every day through traffic and stuff like that, and it's huge.
Yeah.
And what I'm noticing more of is when I stop at the Wawa or the gas station, people are more and more leaving. I see $10. I go, how far is $10 going to take them? And I see that everywhere. It's like $20 even. So somebody had walked in there with some cash and goes, that's all they had was like, here's $20. That's not filling up a tank. What's 20 divided by 4?
5.
Okay. So they get 5 gallons, and 4 is low. It's more like 5, right? But so let's say it's come down a little bit because Biden released the strategic oil reserves. Horrible fucking idea. Horrible idea. Those are reserves for our military. Those are reserves in case of truly hard, difficult times. It's a political move, and it puts us in jeopardy, and I hate that move. Fucking hate it. Oil reserves, open up the pipelines, open up domestic production.
Ooh.
I'm sorry. Ben, take it somewhere.
No, that's beautifully said. You know more about that than me.
Another thing I've noticed is more cars on the shoulder. As I'm driving to and from work, and I do a lot of commuting, I'm seeing where I used to see 1 a day, I'm seeing 3, 4 cars on the shoulder. And take a guess at what it is. I don't know. My best guess is because fuel's so expensive, they're trying to ride E out, and they might end up on the side of the road. Why do I see 4 cars now when last year when it was $2 a gallon, I saw maybe 1 or a half a car on a drive? I would see 1 coming to work and coming back from work. Now I see 4 or 5 cars with tow trucks lining up next to them on the way home every day for a month.
And even though you're still living in Biden's hometown, are you seeing those "I did that" stickers everywhere still at the gas pumps?
Fucking, I wish I could pull this up. I might be able to pull this up. Delaware Online.
What percentage of the time?
They said something today that was just so silly and in your face about it. Let's see if we can go back. This is the worst newspaper you've ever seen. Is it on this Wawa one? No, that's Get Free Coffee. I mean, you could see what these guys post about. It's just a bunch of bullshit. And earlier today they were saying, oh, here it is. A Wilmington Valero service station worker said the stickers might have provided a giggle at first, but the novelty wore off. It's just annoying, he said.
It's just annoying to be reminded of the truth and to contradict to scrape them off because your boss is a diehard Democrat.
So Mike Tyson is laughing apparently. No, it's still funny, says this guy.
It's still funny.
No, it's still great, but
It's a little sad, but it's not. The sticker is not what's annoying in this picture. Let's put it that way.
well, it's just crazy how the journalism backs them up. Like it's getting old. Like they use one quote to speak for them, and we're all supposed to sort of go, "Oh yeah, it is getting old." No, it's not.
I'll keep it up forever.
Put it up because people need to know that that's why that happened. And the first day in office, he got rid of the Keystone Pipeline. The first day in office. What a piece of shit that guy is.
Seriously.
And I'm going to show you a couple more and see if you guys want to talk about it. Then we can bounce. By the way, what a fucking training this guy has.
We're watching the dog. We can't hear it. Should we be hearing it?
You're kidding.
No.
When am I going to get that down? Am I ever going to get that down?
If not, it's just kind of a cute little quirk.
It's not. It's everybody at home's just can't stand it. All right, this guy. Okay, here's what I'm going to ask you, Ben. Is this guy crazy psycho type dude who like trains these dogs in an abusive relationship, or is he really a good guy that he's portraying?
So what do I mean when I say my dogs have more freedom? This is what I mean. Free.
I wonder if DMX trained his dogs like
They
this.
have the freedom to be a dog and go out and explore and do what they want and not be confined to a leash because of the fact that they respond to me when I ask them to. Brooklyn and Logan, with me?
Oh, one of them's name's Brooklyn. Fucking break.
Good babies. This is how they have more freedom. Because they listen to me. Brooklyn and Logan, sit.
That's pretty cool.
I know that they'll sit. With me?
With me is his code.
Go babies. This is what I mean by freedom, guys. They are free to be off leash. Free. This is what they love to do, and this is how we enjoy our walks.
I mean, give me a break. Is he perfect?
Yeah, he's a hunk.
He's a hunk.
That's impressive.
Right?
I watched a dog today at the beach. The owner couldn't get control of the dog. He was cute enough, but he couldn't get the dog was running away from him, and he couldn't get him. He finally had to corner him, trap him, and
Oh no, for real?
yeah, what are you gonna do?
Well, he had no control over that dog. Here's what I was talking about earlier. The big news is the NYPD got him and not the FBI. You know, just so you know that oftentimes it's the local agency that does better than the federal government. Another 800 million. I love this girl, Alex the Pirate. She goes, she disclosed TV. Justin Biden approved another 800 million to fuck with Putin. And she goes, we gonna crash and burn, baby. Yes, we fucking are. We gotta stop poking this beast. He's going to turn around and fuck us. Sorry for those of you who are children that are listening. Sending more weapons is not supporting Ukrainians. I think we discussed that earlier. We talked about the tax. Just a couple things because this is still today.
The White House bird poop was kind of a funny thing.
Oh yeah. Has the White House blamed Putin for the bird poop yet? Did you see what Snopes did?
They said it was corn.
The White House said.
No, yeah, that's what they said. It was at a corn silo. It was that. But it's like, so what, the corn fell from the ceiling or something?
They said it got like churned up or something. I'm going to sit on the edge of my seat for the rest of the show.
So the corn turned white and liquid and fell from the ceiling.
And shit on them from the sky?
No, it was a God moment. It was a beautiful synchronicity. It was symbolic. I think the creator said, let's put some bird shit right on this guy's shoulder and see what they do. And of course,
do we have an image of that? Let's see. It won't be on YouTube, right? Bird shit Biden. Bird shit Biden.
Bird shit Biden. And they claim that's corn.
New nickname. All right, so it says they claim it's corn. It's up to you guys to decide what this is.
So Jobber benefits our company by American President Joe Biden was giving a speech about the development of rural America and about his plan to reduce the gas price by about 10 cents per gallon, but a bird, above him, didn't seem to like the plans, and it
Somewhere over
releases
here.
itself on
Look.
President Biden's lapel. After a few minutes of starting his speech, a white substance that seems like bird poop fell on his jacket, right above his American flag pin, and later a White House official told that it was a corn.
You think that's a corn? You think that's a piece of corn? Why would you fling corn around? Are we in a high school cafeteria, or is he giving a speech in Iowa?
I'm not a physicist, but I've never seen corn behave that way.
He shit on his lapel.
Yeah, right above the flag. It's so symbolic. It's so perfect.
It's so perfect. God is real.
Yes.
In these moments, we learn that God is absolutely real.
So true.
Oh, breaking now. Okay, thank you, Costello. The wholesale inflation hits an all-time record high of 11.2%. I want to cry. Cost of vegetables soars 82%, which I've known because I went to the store to get. I went to Walmart to get asparagus, and it was like $8 for four slices.
Oh, $8 asparagus for real?
It was fucking insane. Like $6.40 for like just a small amount of thick, but not many of them.
Just a year ago.
It used to be. What'd you say? $3.50?
No, $1.50.
Yeah, it used to be really cheap. It's gone up. Asparagus is one of the more costly vegetables, and grains jump 40%. Thank you, Biden.
Oh, I need my pasta. I'm not gonna be able to keep up this high carb diet if these grain prices keep going through the roof. How about the great? Great. I mean, great. They say he's great. He's memorable. Gilbert Gottfried dying.
Oh my God! What about Gilbert, man? He was kind of funny.
He was very interesting. He had, of course, been vaxxed and boosted and suffered. I think it was a heart problem. I'm sure it's not related, but it's just something.
Can you see this dog? Esty, come here. Oh shit! My headphones fell off, but this is Esteban de Plantier.
It's a good-looking dog.
Oh shit! Okay, go. He's a miserable fuck.
Is he as well trained?
Stop! I'm not gonna play right now. I'll play a little bit. We do this game. You know how smart those Aussies can be. Hold on. We do this game where we like fight each other to death. And so he wants to play that game right now. He tries to snap at me, and it means he wants to play the fighting game.
How do you win it? You beat him within an inch of his life?
You gotta like ground, like try to kill him. Then he taps out or I tap out. Sometimes he gets me pretty good.
Nice. Good boy.
This is, I know you're not like a kiss asser of Trump, but let's watch this real quick. Because like a lot of, like you could say that Trump is still anti-establishment to a certain extent, right?
I don't know about that anymore.
Germany will become total.
Germany's reaction to Trump's inaccurate claim is
Germany will become totally dependent.
What did they say? Germany's reaction to Trump's inaccurate claim is priceless.
Germany will become totally dependent on Russian energy if it does not immediately change course.
Which is the situation they're in now. And they're all like laughing at him at the UN. Like this bozo.
Here in the Western Hemisphere, we are committed to maintaining our independence from the encroachment of expansionist foreign powers.
So basically Trump was kind of foreshadowing about what was going to happen in the coming years. And it's amazing that they all laughed at him because it was exactly what happened. And there's a couple of episodes like that, a couple of situations where Trump like was like, this is going to happen. Like, and everybody kind of like made fun of him, but it came true.
The whole ideological rift between left and right and us and them comes down to this idea of centralization of power, right? So he is so loved because he was a nationalist, and they act like there's something wrong, right? The mainstream media will tell you it's bad to be a nationalist. That's fascism. No, it's not actually. And there's plenty of European countries that prove it's actually a great thing. There's nothing wrong with being proud of your country and keeping shit. Becoming energy independent and these sort of things, it's such a common sense great thing. But the media has manipulated people into thinking, no, we need to be like peace and love. All you need is love. Let's come together and let's get our energy from here and we'll give them this. And it never works out at all. The bigger we let this thing get, the shittier it operates over and
Right.
over in every circumstance.
Absolutely.
You cannot make anything bigger without sacrificing like the integrity of the thing. And that's why people love Trump so much, that nationalist shit.
Well, yeah, and I'm not against nationalism. I'm going to be proud of my country. Let me
Yes,
ask you,
not against it
and
at
this
all.
is a curious question because some people say that, you're off to the right a little bit, and some people are off to the left a little bit. But I think we found a common ground somewhere. If you had gone to perform, or say you went to a career fair at an elementary school, and you happened to get there early, and they played the Pledge of Allegiance. Please stand for your Pledge of Allegiance. Let me ask you this. Are you standing up?
Yes.
You are?
Yeah.
Why?
Because of what it represents to me, which is what I think it's supposed to represent. Now I understand people that don't see it that way. To me, it's nostalgic, and it's the idea of like the founding fathers and like the origin of the country. Like I have no respect for our current administration or
Me either. Or how the FBI's go ahead. Sorry.
yeah,
I'm
but
agreeing
I
with you.
still have great respect for the idea of America, and I would absolutely stand out of respect for that idea. And it's so crazy that nowadays we'd have to explain why we're in support of it, but that's why I'd be in support of it. It has nothing to do with, oh, well, you're a racist or a fascist or something.
Right.
It's like, no, I believe and I love in the idea of what America was. I think it was the greatest thing ever, and they're trying to fuck it up now, make it like everything else.
Well, YouTube doesn't let me go into it, but there are a couple times where I go, fuck, I'm not gonna fucking stand for this shit anymore. For what? From this psyops government, from this backdoor relationship government that we have with this obviously didn't win politician that's in office, a standing corpse getting shit on. It's embarrassing. And it's hard for me to be like, yeah, let me stand up, guys. Put your chairs in, because it's like it's clear that I don't believe in it fully anymore. But one thing that I like that you said was, yes, I still stand because of your mental picture, what it stands for to you, which I think is the Reagan, the original America.
Well,
but
I think
boy, is it being taken over.
Your question too. I don't think I put myself properly in that position because obviously I'd be so outnumbered. I wouldn't want to make some political statement by standing and drawing attention to myself. But I mean, all through in a regular environment, like let's say down here in South Carolina or something, you go to the beach bars, they have "fuck Joe Biden" flags, and everyone's cool with it. Like
I love that at the bar they have that.
Yeah.
No shit.
Like above their deck. It's crazy, man.
Great.
It's like it reflects how American people actually feel down here.
Right.
If your feelings are hurt by it, you just keep quiet about it because we're not going to beat you up or something for disagreeing. Right. But we're just like we're seeing things differently here. These are hardworking people that love their families and they love their country. It's that kind of environment. I'd be proud. When some guy sings "Proud to be an American" down here at one of the late night beach bars, I'm like emotional. I'm like, yeah, sweet baby. It's different than It's America can be such a beautiful.
It's real America. The South is a real. Ben, can you read this for us?
It really is. This is, I guess, on Reddit. Anyone else having trouble convincing your teen kids to continue transitioning? My 14-year-old daughter, AMAB, which I don't even know what that means.
I don't either.
Has started refusing her estradiol, so I've been crushing the pills and putting it in her cereal in the morning. I'm not sure why she doesn't want to take her pills anymore. Oh, that's so disgusting, isn't it?
So real quick, let's look up estradiol, ESTRIDOL, something like that. What is this? Oh, here we go.
Oh, so
medication is a female hormone. It's used by men to help reduce symptoms of menopause, such as hot flashes, vaginal dryness. These symptoms are caused by the body making less estrogen. In other words, puberty. They're trying to stop puberty from happening, the natural God-given puberty, which is part of your lifespan, part of your DNA, saying, okay, you've reached a certain age now where we can develop more maturity. You're almost to that stage where you can reproduce. And a transparent trans kid posted that, is anybody having trouble convincing your teen kids to continue transitioning?
Look up AMAB space trans so we can figure out what that means. I think it's her son that she's trying to convince to become a girl, and maybe they're having second thoughts, the child.
Oh, he's non-binary. Oh, it's one of these kids.
It's more complicated.
If you're hearing the terms AMAB or AFAB non-binary for the first time, you might not immediately understand what they mean. Generally, a newborn is assigned male or female based on the assessment of their sexual. If you got a penis, you're a male. If you have a vagina, you're a female. A baby with a vulva is assigned a female at birth, and one with a penis. They just said that. Esteban, I'll be right with you. Still confused? Don't worry. Incorporating these terms in everyday. Must be Google.
This is an answer. I don't understand still. What does AMAB stand for? Try that.
Okay, born male, female, violet. Acronym. Is there an acronym?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know what it actually is. Using the acronym.
A male. No, I don't understand.
Okay. Should we just look up what the acronym stands for?
Yeah, please. God, I mean, it legitimately is the most confusing shit any of us have ever heard of. And they want us to just bow down to this shit, and we have to Google multiple things to find what it even stands for.
Oh, it could be Al Mihad Air Base in Dubai.
Hmm.
To disintegrate it. The terms are used by a wide range of individuals, including those who are transgender. Not.
I want to answer. What does it stand for? Right? What does it?
Assigned male at birth. Okay.
Okay. So yeah, she had a boy, and she wanted a boy. So she put ideology on her boy, and he started having second thoughts about it, and now she's sneaking the estrogen into his food.
Now she's posting on Reddit saying, is anybody else experiencing this? My boy doesn't want to be a girl anymore, and so I'm gonna crush up and sneak a poison into their food. So that they'll take their medicine.
But it's sick.
It's not funny. It's sick. It's so sick. I'm not happy about that at all. It's fucking horrible. Oh, this is kind of funny. So Chris Wallace, did you ever remember seeing his face, Chris Wallace?
Mm-hmm.
Just so you see his face again. He looks like a AMAB.
Yeah, he's a little shit, isn't he?
He's pissed, right? Because he's having daily breakdowns. A lot of people have reported this, a lot of news sources, over the miserable launch. So he leaves Fox News, where he has a considerable audience, 750,000, 1 million. Guys, he's one of the more respected people in the Fox News audience. He leaves and he starts this CNN Plus on this endeavor of pay for news CNN Plus, which is available on, I think, iOS, but it's still not available on other areas. Once the CNN show, he's threatening to walk. He's even having staffers count how many times a day his promo is playing. So he wants his promo. He also insists that he wants Cuomo's old spot, and because CNN Plus is a failure.
Damn, I wonder what Cuomo's up to right now.
Take a look at this. Yeah, no, Cuomo wants to get back in the spotlight. Guys, it's been an hour, so we're gonna wrap it up with a couple things. Sammy Hagar is 70 years old. Bill Clinton is just 1 year older. Now look at these two people at 70 and 71. Okay. Sammy's had over 40 years of alcohol, drugs, sex, and rock and roll. He looks great. He looks like Ben. Looks like he just got done a session at Myrtle.
I'm all sunburned to hell and back here in this jail cell.
Yeah. But he also looks like a little bit like who's the diners, drives and drives in guy?
Guy Fieri.
Looks like Guy Fieri a little bit. He's having the time of his life. Bleached hair, looks great. His name is Sammy Hagar. And you have this individual here. He looks like a walking corpse. And it says Bill lives with Hillary. So what has a bigger toll on your lifespan?
I think it's more than just the Hillary. I think Hillary is a big part of that look, but I think it's also just a lifetime of lies and murder and scheming and backroom dealing.
Covering shit up.
Exactly. It's like
pedophilia,
exactly.
regret.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's gonna see his maker soon.
Literally, the devil himself is like, he's like your pal, and he's just fucking draining your essence, your life force. One thing we didn't get to today that I guess we'll save. Maybe we'll do like one tomorrow or something. Who knows? But the thing that's going so viral now, they're calling it a Q thing to try to discredit it. It's called Watch the Water, but the guy who had all the research in it, he doesn't care so much about the water. I just saw him saying today that they took that too far. The water thing is a theory of his. He doesn't know, but he has strong evidence that COVID-19 has something to do with snake venom, and everyone's talking about this. Even the left are like,
I heard this too. It's kind of crazy. All of the, sorry to cut you off, but like there's been a lot of similar things going on. So it's worthwhile like just to look at that and see, because
right, watch I don't understand why anybody wouldn't watch everything. Watch it. Make a decision on it. One thing, end us on this note. Can you pull up Vatican snake and look at this image of the Pope and look at, I guess this is part of the Vatican building. Look at this architecture. And
I've been to the Vatican, but I'm looking at something very imposing here.
This might be a new addition, but I've seen the Pope on this stage, and tell me it's not a serpent.
It's a fucking serpent doll.
I mean, that's what it is.
That is serpentine, as they say. Holy shit.
Look, even the tongue, right?
And look at the officials here. What do they call them? The Swiss National Guard?
One of the only good Catholics left is Mel Gibson.
And Daniel Mitchell. Look at that's when they said the Titanic was going to sink, and they put a fund. This is unbelievable. It's a serpent. It looks like a boa constrictor. There's the building on the outside. Wasn't welcomed in that building for my tour.
Symbol. Okay, and so this is what I noticed this morning. Like the left calls everybody that's not them in a cult, right? And I'm thinking about this. It's like, yeah, there are two cults. They're forming two cults right now. There's the cult of those that believe in God, that believe in a creator, regardless of denomination. You believe in a creator and like a purpose. And then there's the other cult that believes in like nonsense by people. Like we still, like, if you're being honest, we don't even know what a tree is still. We don't know what it is. We can take it apart and break it down as far as we can look into it. We don't know what the hell it is. We don't know where it came from. We don't know why it provides what we need to breathe. We do not know what this is. Right. Our cult believes that it was created by a creator, by like some kind of amazing, unfathomably intelligent, divine source. Their cult doesn't believe any of that shit. And that's the great divide we're seeing. It all kind of really comes back to that spiritual thing. They don't believe in jack shit.
Right.
I don't want to generalize all of them, but the vast majority, they all say atheist in their profiles, for crying out loud. Like it's some proud thing.
Yeah.
We can touch back.
That's where I'd like to come back to that too, because there's a lot to be talked about. Look, we're looking at the snake's eyes in the Vatican. Esteban. I have to get control over Esteban. That's why I kept that dog video, because I might recruit him as a person who might be able to help me train Esteban. But
think about the way it went into that design. That's a very complex. It's kind of beautiful in a way, right? But the thought that went into that and how many people had to okay it. It's a snake face. We all know what the snake represents in culture, in all culture.
Absolutamente. Yeah. Well, I mean, let's talk about the Old Testament. Let's talk about our earliest thoughts of the serpent and how he played a role with Adam and Eve. And like, the tree of knowledge or the tree of wisdom. I forget I'd have to go back and like just look at that again. That is so symbolic.
Years ago about like psychedelics and things, and the serpent is always like something to do with like knowledge. It has something to do in all with knowledge, and knowledge is the opposite of spirituality, because you think with our little minds we can comprehend God or become as great as God. We're not even close. Like we're just still trying to figure out what these things are that were created by God. We're still trying to. We're analyzing the painting. We have no idea the painter. We can't fathom it, and that's the cult that I'm proud to be a part of.
Yeah. Wow. We have so much to get into, guys. Guys, thank you for checking us out again. Thank you by the way, tell your friends, Tell your amigos, tell your family, anybody to listen to this. We're great people to listen to on your way to work in the morning. It's wonderful to listen to us. If you're hanging out at night, you kind of have the night off from your girlfriend, you want to play some video games and listen to something in the background, we can be good for that too. And
we have a specific goal of 10,000 subscribers on most likely Rumble, because YouTube will not be around much longer if we keep posting. So we want 10,000 subscribers this year. Help us make that a reality.
Please, and we will continue to put some really good stuff in here. We're putting our whole heart into this, and we're trying to do that legitimate posting of a few days a week. But it's hard when we have a working family and stuff like that. But stick with us. It's only going to get better. Thank you for tuning in. And I think we can say peace from there, right?
Peace and love.
Peace and love, guys. We'll see you next time.